family, welcome to another episode of She Say He Say. We have the team back together. We have the collective back together. AJ is back, man.
Yay!
See, we celebrating the birthday with AJ today. So, team, happy birthday, AJ!
Thank you.
And we're gonna roll right into it. So, social media again has provided us great conversation, right? So what we're talking about today is we're talking about toxic women. So the first piece of social media that we want to talk about today, everybody has seen the video where the guy, it's his daughter's third birthday, if I'm correct, and he presents a present to his child's mother, and as she begins to unwrap this particular gift, she begins to say things like, Ash, she would say what?
Oh, Daddy, I hope this is the tennis bracelet that you have promised me.
Oh, okay.
Or, I hope this is that trip that you were supposed to take me on.
Exactly. So she was expecting a trip or a vacation or a tennis bracelet, and as she began to unravel it, what she realized is it was a document. So when she pulled the document out, she read the document. It was basically a document of a DNA test that he had done for his child's third birthday, and this document proved that this child was not his child, right? So, I mean, this has been pretty controversial. I thought it was pretty cut and dry. I don't think it was really a big deal, but social media didn't see it that way. Social media, I mean, it was on fire, and some people disagreed with it, and some people agreed with it. But let's talk about it. I just want to get you guys' perspective, being women, all being mothers. What's your perspective?
It's not all talk at once. I'll go first, I guess.
All right.
But, I mean, I don't really see him being wrong for that. Honestly, mostly social media, you see the woman being petty more so than the men. So I think that's why this one blew up as much as it did, because you normally don't see that side of it. But, I mean, she was wrong. She was dead wrong. She knew, at the very least, she knew as a possibility that was not his baby. And to let it go for years without saying anything, that was ridiculous. So he's hurt, he's upset, and he reacted emotionally, and I don't think he's wrong for it. Would he give her like 15 days?
Yeah,
she had to get out in like 15
like
days.
Yeah.
At least he gave her 15 days.
Yeah.
Because she could have been like, bye-bye, and put her out right then.
That's a pay period.
Yeah.
There you go.
He gave her time to get her stuff together and be out.
Yeah. I think ladies should definitely understand that men, and the key word there is men, we fall in love with our children, right? And she was deadly wrong for allowing this man to fall in love with this child and be in love with this little girl for 3 years and not give him anything, right? I know just from personal experience of a great friend of mine who went through something similar, but the woman told him in the beginning, hey, look, there's a chance that this is not your child. And he was able to, as you ladies say, make the conscious decision to say, I will be that child's father, right? So I agree, you know, with what you're saying on this, Don. She was dead wrong.
Yeah.
And she's lucky she got 15.
She's lucky he was toxic enough to package that DNA test in a box, because I tell you what, I'm happy that I have never had the obstacle of being a man, because 15 days patiently waiting for someone to open something, you guys have an abundance of patience and, most importantly, time that we don't have. We can't even sleep through the night when we're done going through your cell phone. And
You got to wake you up at 3 in the morning.
waited patiently until her birthday, and not only did that, but then filmed it. You know, it's kudos to him. What he did, yeah, it was mildly toxic, but I mean, oh my gosh, if that had been the right kind of man, in the sense of wrong, but if that had been the right kind of man, her head would have been on the floor immediately. There wouldn't have been 15 days. There wouldn't have been any consideration for the child, for her living. It would have been I already called your mom and your stuff been out the closet. You know, so kudos to his patience.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but you got to think about it from a male perspective. I mean, let's use the word entangled. They had been entangled for 3 years. So there's certain things that you have to get in place before you make that move, right? I'm sure they got bank accounts together. They may have investments together. We don't know, right? But we
Right.
know that their lives have been commingled.
Right.
So at this point, you don't want to. It's a game of chess. So
Yeah.
it's a game of chess. So you don't want to show your hand immediately. You don't want to, put that bishop out there immediately. You want to get your house in order first.
Exactly.
And so I'm sure once he got that DNA test back, he took his time. He got his house in order. He made sure she was leaving with what she was entitled to leave with. I'm sure he talked to his lawyer about child support, things of that nature. Wanted to make sure that he was in the proper position before he presented her with that gift. Right.
So I have to agree with everybody says. I definitely, and the thing about it is women need to take a step back when they know they're dead wrong. They know that they are putting people in positions that are unhealthy and they continue to go on with it, makes why we have the men out here that treat the good ones like crap. Because like y'all heard her say, where's my tennis bracelet and my trip? I wish somebody was taking me on trips and giving
Facts.
me tennis bracelets. I wouldn't even do that to my worst enemy. I'm not just putting no baby on. So what, the good one? You just dogged out a good dude? Like, yeah, what is going on? I'm baffled, like, but like AJ said, he could have took her head off. And then on top of that, then you got some people that would tell you right now, well, he was wrong. Because why did he put her out? Why didn't he, stay for the child? Why didn't he's just as toxic? They would really put it and spin it back on him. I mean, some of the things that I read in some of the comments were, they thought he was toxic as well. Like, you did wrong for kicking that woman out. You're dead wrong for this. You're dead wrong for leaving that child after you've been in that child's life for 3 years. But again, I agree with everybody here. I think at the end of the day,
AJ, how do you feel?
Listen,
about it?
You can just tell.
on a spin it level of it, yeah, I can understand the toxic thing. One of the biggest issues that our generation faces is being accountable to our actions. You don't have to do a sneak DNA test on a woman that you picked correctly the first time. Take accountability for the women that you go and seek after to try and hold a certain level of clout with yourself. Because I tell you what, she definitely looked like a character. She didn't look like someone that was relatable in any sense, and the more she talked, the less attractive she became in the video.
she was really.
And she was ready for the world. And the question was, do you have anything to give back?
But the sad part is a lot of these men are picking them.
And that's what I mean, the
Those-
accountability.
Those shallow women that, oh, daddy, I lost my Chanel glasses today, and I don't know where they're at, and I'm so upset about it. This was
Yeah,
my second
Lord.
pair. But they're running around, oh, all right, babe, I got you. We'll go to Lennox Mall down. In about a couple hours, let me go make this money. Like, dude, what are we doing?
There's a drastic, there's a really big gap between understanding the balance. So you have like women who are not learning how to allow people to be helpmates in their life, and then you have men who only want to support women that they know they can say they have full control over financially. So it's becoming an issue of ego and control. Oh, well, I want to be the breadwinner. I can't be with a woman that's too smart. I can't be with a woman that has more money than me. I can't. Oh, well, I've been doing this all on my own for so long. I can't deal with a man taking control or telling me what to do. It's an issue. So then you have, in my opinion, two beautiful hearts that can never find each other because they're so busy feeling the need to save people. And it's like, here you are with this savior complex. And she knew what she was doing. She knew she needed to be saved. She knew that she cheated.
Yeah.
And let's say hypothetically she didn't cheat. Let's say hypothetically that happened to be a one-night stand, and he was a one-night stand, and she was still dating. At the end of the day, when you got pregnant, you made a choice, and you could have been honest, but your intentions were toxic because you knew the type of man that could possibly lead to be. And that's an issue. She wanted the the opportunity to show a successful relationship without actually providing the communication needed for it.
Well, I refuse to kick a man for doing what all you ladies complain that we don't do. And we'll talk about that as soon as we get back. Family, welcome back. So we're in a heated conversation today about trifling women, right? Yes, I used the word trifling. Yes, I did.
Wait to say it.
Could not wait to say it.
Oh my God.
Could not wait to say it because here's the reality. This man, and I use that word with an exclamation point behind it. This man did the right thing. Mm-hmm. She presented him with, a child. He said, I'm going to take care of this child, right? Not only am I going to take care of this child, I'm going to take care of you. Mm-hmm. And here it is. We have 3 beautiful women. Dare I say one of these women has said that it was his fault? Listen, family, I refuse to let that be it. I refuse to allow y'all to drag this man through the mud because he did what he was supposed to do. At the end of the day, I was that guy. I chose the wrong woman in the beginning. Mm-hmm. The wrong woman chose me. Mm-hmm. But the fact that I fathered every child she birthed did not mean that had one of those children not been my child, it was my fault. I'm not going to accept that, right? Because at the end of the day, we were both doing grown-up things, mm-hmm. right? And we both knew that there was a grown-up possibility. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, here's why double standards apply. Because women, it is your responsibility, because you know where your body is. He don't. Mm-hmm. It's your responsibility to be honest with this man, right? One way or the other, and let him know, hey, here's the situation. Here's the possibility, right? And she did not do what she was supposed to do.
Right.
He doesn't own any of that. That was all her. How you feel about it, Don?
I agree with you though, Mike. It's like, because we don't know the situation. We don't know if it's a serious relationship or not. But, she apparently presented with some kind of facts of, hey, I'm pregnant. He decided to try to do the right thing at the very least. Whether they were in a long-term committed relationship or they just had a one-night stand in it. But he decided, I'm going to be a man. I'm going to take care of her and my child and try to make it work. Because most of us have been in that situation at some point to where you stayed because of a child or something, mm-hmm. to try to make it work. Whether you and that person got along, everybody wants the idea of a family. You want your kids to be together and have a mother and a father. Now, a lot of times that doesn't work out and it's very toxic. But they at least have tried. They didn't just be like, oh yeah, I'm not doing this. So I give him points. Like, he definitely tried to make it work. He clearly was treating her well from the stuff she was saying when she was opening up the bags. And I'm assuming the child was probably spoiled to death too. I'm sure that little girl had everything she wanted. And I think he was very hurt by that. She had every obligation to tell the man that it is a possibility that this is not your baby. But I have to play both sides a little bit because I can see where she came from too. Because if you knew you had this dude ain't worth nothing, but this is a good man and I'm pregnant, who do I want the daddy to be? Probably the one that's going to take care of me and the baby and not this dude over here. So she just reacted like, this one's going to take care of me, but if I tell him this may not be his baby, he probably going to dip. So she made a decision based off who's going to take care of her, which is not a good reasoning either, guys, just so you know. I'm not supporting that. I'm just saying that was her thought process on why she probably didn't say anything.
I definitely don't want to confuse my statement. Michael. I definitely don't want to confuse my statement of saying that men have to start becoming accountable of their choices in women. That does not take away from the fact of right being right and wrong being wrong. Mm-hmm. That's a separate view of things in and of itself. However, when it comes to the incident at hand, no, this woman is a trifling woman. Mm. She is literally the nightmare woman that your mother warned you about. She's the type of woman that's the reason why your family tells you to put a top hat on that thing before you leave out, before you start sports, before you get famous, before you head to school. Because you're going to always have those women out there that see your potential mm-hmm. and want to tap into that before it gets to where they know it's about to go to. And then you also have ones that see how great you are and they know they can't hold a candlestick to that. They don't have shit compared to it. Mm-hmm. But they want to make sure that they can gain everything that comes with being with a good man. And, you know, unfortunately, like I said, men, they like to have their ego stroked, okay, amongst other things. They do. They like to have their ego stroked. And unfortunately, that could have played a role in what happened.
I mean, I agree with AJ and all of you. Like you all said, she's toxic as can I cuss? As hell.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what does Mike say? Ain't shit ass women out here too. Whereas at the end of the day, if you sat down and you thought that it was okay for you to sleep with whatever dude you decided to run up on in the club or wherever she met him at, because clearly you was doing you at that point, and you stay with this good guy, and there's so many women in the child support courts right now. There's so many people having to figure out if they're going to be single moms and have to live day to day figuring it out for their children and just letting the man go because at that point in time they know it's going to be more hassle than help. And you let this man really take on this responsibility without giving him the insight to which you decided your bad choices. She's definitely an ain't shit ass woman.
She's disgusting.
Just trifling. Just
She's
downright
disgusting.
trifling. I have to struggle every day of my life to figure out how I'm going to put whatever I got to put on the table, roof my kids, do everything because I decided as, you know, a young teenager or a young woman to make bad decisions. So the moment that she decided to make a bad decision, she should have owned up to her SHIT and kept it pushing and went on with her consequences or her struggles and went and dealt with that ain't shit ass dude that she decided to lay her goofball ass down with.
I got you. Her goofball ass down with.
Yes.
I got you, girl. Don't worry.
Well, because my kids be watching, y'all.
You know.
I didn't. Now, one of the things I couldn't tell from the videos, I couldn't tell if they were married, right? But I come from the school of, you know, my pops always taught me, you know, everybody know my pops is notorious for his one-liners. But one of the things he always told me is, bottom line is, if you are, what is it, mama's baby's daddy's maybe, right? If in fact you're not married, swab them out. Period.
Yeah.
Period. You guys have seen the photo of my daughter and me side by side. She's very light complected, but that is without a shadow of a doubt my daughter.
Exactly.
When she was born, her mother and I was not married. What did I do? I swabbed them out, right? I got the results because that's the school of thought that I come from, and I really think every man owes it to himself to do
it.
Right. I fought him for that and for that only. He did the right thing for stepping up and taking care of this child. But I think men can't forsake that responsibility because once again, you're not married. The expectation should not be set that this is your child. Just because, you know, you guys were having an adult relationship, you don't tell them who she's having an adult relationship with. So I think he's responsible for not getting that done much sooner. It should have been probably within the first 3 months of that child's life.
You know, when I was pregnant with my first child, I was not married. While I was in the hospital, I told him, you know, whatever happened further after that, but I told him, listen, if you want to do a DNA test, that is not a problem at all. We were not even in a relationship. Yes, you may be my ex, but by this point, we had grown apart. We were just around each other for one specific thing. So yeah, no, if you want to do a test, we can do a test. He made the choice not to at that time, and that was on him. But I opened that door up to him and made that available because, like you said, you're not in a relationship. You know, you're not married to someone. And I know someone who is married and told her prior to them getting married while they were dating, listen, marriage or not, I'm testing you, period. That's a necessity. You can love someone, but you don't have to do it and be a fool at the same time. You know, it's an unfortunate situation. It's unfortunate that how that went down with her as a woman will have a major impact on how he handles relationships going forward. And that's painful to know is going to happen in his life, because being someone that's been in something toxic, we've all done it, it definitely molds how you treat the next person that comes in, good or bad.
It does.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, we're going to get into why the double standard shoe fits women, and why y'all should wear it as soon as we get back.
Y'all, we got.
Okay, guys, we're back. So again, with the social media, we have another one that came to our attention. You all probably seen it. I think they hit it on Shade Room and a couple other places because I've seen it all over the internet. It was a young man that had took a lady out on a date. They was both posting different stuff on their social medias. There was a Texas Roadhouse that was trending on Twitter. If y'all missed it, that was a thing. To where she's over here posting about finessing this man out of a meal at Texas Roadhouse, but he's over here posting about how, you know, he was nervous. This was their first date and he'd been wanting to take her out. Now, apparently the man had been out of work and everything too, so he spent his last little bit of money to take this girl out because he'd been wanting to take her out. But she's over here just talking bad about him and, oh, I got a free meal out of him and everything. So now the question is, was he wrong? Was she wrong? How do we feel about this situation?
Oh, girl. I mean, is that, toxic. Can we talk about toxicity in its rarest form? Because she would have got smacked once I would have caught those social media posts. Like, first off, you broke, B-I-T-C-H. Yes, I will spell out every cuss word today. But you broke B. Like, how dare you have the audacity to really set this man up just so you can get and then Texas Roadhouse. Like, I mean, that's middle class type. You know, that's a nice little place, but not, you know, it's not upscale. At least if you want, what are we doing here? Like, why are we doing these type of things to people? Like, ladies, where did we go wrong? Like, what is going on with the modern day woman now? Like, we're finessing people for trips and bracelets and now Texas Roadhouse. Like, what are we doing?
Who hurt you?
Right.
Period.
You know, when I was growing up, we had Little Kim, we had Foxy Brown, we had Trina. What's in the world of me? We had all of them. But even at an age of 7, 8 years old, I was able to separate reality and fantasy. Just because we wrapped Little Kim having multiple colored bras doesn't mean I all of a sudden went and begged for bras at 8 years old and then grew up to be someone that, you know, behaved in that manner entirely, right? But
she's entirely.
However, it's like these females aspire to be as ratchet, unprofessional, uneducated, and unfulfilling as possible.
Say it again.
They're disgusting. And it's interesting because I personally feel that the men or the boys that are coming into themselves to be men are far beyond where the girls are. And normally, once upon a time, the scientific studies were, women, you know, females are so much more advanced. Oh, it's this amount of time where they mature versus guys. And the need and the desire to be seen for clout is pulling down the gender. You know, we look dumb as hell.
Very.
We look dumb as hell, and there is a way to carry yourself and there is a way to behave that we are lacking, that our mothers and our grandmothers had. You see, these tricks of the trade, the baby daddy situation and the finessing the man out of a meal situation, that has always existed. But the thing that doesn't exist is class enough to shut the hell up about it. You are so worried about getting the likes that you don't know how to be quiet long enough to actually see where it goes. Right. Now, what if she had done all of that and the conversation led somewhere? Congratulations, sis, you played yourself.
Exactly.
Right. You hit it on the head with the social media culture just of the day. And you when you start speaking to Lil' Kim and how we used to listen to her, Foxy do their thing back in the day, but now we got WAP, right? That's like the hottest song.
But we had our WAP back then.
Yeah, but once again, we have the exact same thing, right? Everybody's trying to see who got the WAP, right? Then females is feeding into it. It's the hottest song out there. You know, they're leading people to believe that all you got to do is have that, and you can get your man. You ain't got to cook, you ain't got to clean. That the quote, and it's because you got that WAP, you gonna get the ring, right? Listen. It's a part of that culture that toxic culture that you're talking about. And it's like you said, her thing was she was trying to see how many likes she could get, how many LOLs she could get at this young man's expense.
And the sad part is whoever was liking that is just as toxic and disrespectful and disgusting as she is. Because
here's the funny part.
why is that cute?
Here's the funny part about the WAP. Even with songs like the WAP, Cardi B making that statement, there's one thing that those dumbass girls still don't realize. Cardi B hustled her ass off to even get to the position to sing it.
Yes.
They laid up in the bed all daggone day.
Don't get it twisted. I let every female who put that out on their status, I let them know that Cardi comes with 8 figures.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means that you probably want to cook and clean.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
Unless you
have
got
to.
8 figures.
Exactly.
I mean,
she
you
doesn't have to cook nor
She
clean.
can pay
Someone to
she
do
don't
all
have
that.
to have the man pay or take her to Texas Roadhouse or none of that. She got the money.
Exactly.
You
Facts.
broke, ignorant BITCHs need to get up, get you an education, find a trade or something, and figure
Grab
it
a
out.
mop
And make
and
sure.
hum.
And make
Lord.
sure at the end of the day, Grammy or Mama has taught y'all how to get in the kitchen and burn and do something. Because at the end of the day, you never know who you're gonna run into. And that
Look.
and the mindset that you got right now, it seems like you're not gonna find the right one anyway. So you better figure it out.
This is why you don't do stuff like this on a first date anyway. The whole point of first dates is to get to know that person and see if you like them and you want to take them out. Don't take them out and you spending your last little bit of money. That was dumb on his part. I give him that. That was dumb. Don't do that, sir. Why would you spend your last little bit of money? I know you wanted to impress her and all, but no. If that was really someone you wanted to invest in, you could tell like, look, I ain't got it right now. Let's go out and get some ice cream or something and chill. And just have a conversation. Let's ride around in the car, listen to music or something. Because if she wasn't with it and she just wanted you to spend money, you just figured out what she really wanted from you right there.
But remember what he said. He had kept pursuing her, and
I
she
know.
shut him down. So when she finally was like, "I'm hungry,"
But still, he still could have said the same thing though, and he would have known right then that she just wanted him for the money. She just wanted the meal, because if it's about the money, it wasn't about getting to know him at all. So he just would have saved his little money and could have quit wasting his time chasing somebody that wasn't trying to mess with him.
The sad part about
They could have even split the meal, because I'm telling you right now, let me go out on a date with somebody and I see some shit like that. Guess who's about to have this bill? You were going to have the bill, because I'm leaving. Bye, sir. I'm not doing that.
But
that's
I get it.
ridiculous. Or
But
I'd be like,
that's
I'd pay for mine and be like, that's her part. Oh, you ain't got no money? I guess you better work it out. You washing dishes tonight, boo.
Better get those
I don't
meals
know.
on wheels.
Be like, oh, you thought you finessed me, right? Look, people exit all the time and leave out when they go to the bathroom.
right.
That's what I did to her. So you could have sit here and talked about how you just got finessed yourself. That's ridiculous. People are
No, I
terrible.
was just gonna say the sad part is that she was. Never mind. Go ahead.
Ooh.
I lost it.
You know, I feel like I don't remember whether or not I lost it, but I will say this too: is like, that's what I was going to say too. As women and young girls, there comes a point in time, and forget the young girls; they're figuring it out. We're talking about grown women that are just dumb. You have to understand that there's something so exciting about the element of surprise. One of the most exciting things, especially when you date or things like that, is you can tell somebody the surface level of what you have going on. And then when they find out who you are deep down, oh my gosh. But if you literally are just a shell of everything you see and put into your eyes, then you're not shit. You're not worth anything, and you're not going to ever be worth anything. And, you know, I have a friend, you know, we were growing up and her mother worked all the time. And she said, you know, a lot of what it is that I learned from television. But she didn't take the bones from what was on the TV. She took the meat. You know, she has a successful career in a craft, and she thrives at everything she does. Mama did what she could do, and then she picked up where she felt like she needed to add to it. These raggedy bitches, I'll say it. Okay, I got you.
Thank you.
Spell it out. These raggedy bitches here don't understand the excitement of surprise. You know, the reason why guys probably play video games is because they don't know what's around the corner. But you are there watching what people are telling you they're doing. That does not mean that's what they're actually doing. They are making a career, and they are making money off of your ignorance and your stupidity. Which I know is the same thing, but still, it just, the word stupid is so strong. And you don't realize that you're a pawn in the grand scheme of things, and now you're left with nothing. Now you're left trying to figure out how to hide a baby from a guy and getting caught 3 years later.
Right. And the sad part is, these women have to start to vet. Be with somebody that you can be on their level. They're reaching for these 6-figure guys, and you are at the bottom of the barrel. You don't have a trade. You don't know nothing. You can't get nothing. You don't know how to figure it
work
out.
towards anything.
But you want to be with this man that got 6 figures. I mean, if he even gives you the time of day, if he even looks at you in any way, shape, or form, it's really probably just to lay down with you. You're not getting anywhere further.
Let's keep it 100.
If I can just interject for the 6-figure brother, we looking for more than the WAP ladies. I'm just letting you know.
Listen,
right? If you, at the end of the day, if you want to be with a guy who has taken care of business and he's been able to generate and create a certain life and a certain lifestyle, he's looking for somebody that can come in and complement that lifestyle. He's not looking for the girl who's gonna sit up and post on social media throughout dinner. He's not looking for
No, WAP's not gonna save you there.
Exactly.
It's not. He gonna get what he wanted, pay for your little raggedy meal that you wanted.
Your little $45 meal.
Exactly.
Not even. I don't even think it's that much.
Probably not, depending on what you're getting, unless you
If
order
he only
all
had
steak and
$50
lobster.
and her meal was 20, his meal was 20, he might have walked out with $5.
You know.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just saying, if I were a guy, hypothetically, if I were a boy, and I had 6 figures under my belt, and there was a baddie with 0, why would I spend $50 on a meal if I could spend it on a room? And we can just do room service, and you can be impressed with this DoorDash burger.
Hey,
Oh my goodness.
tell him again.
Oh,
So,
DoorDash burgers.
sis, if you think that something special happened because you got invited to a nice room and he did room service, he's just hiding you and you're a goofball.
Oh, Lord.
Go live your life, go start your life, and you do so by traveling, by educating yourself,
Right.
by finding a trade, by finding a career, whatever the case may be. But the world has an endless amount of opportunities, and you need to tap into that and stop tapping into
The WAP.
stop tapping into a WAP that you don't even know how to tap into.
Right? Period.
I'ma
They
put it
probably
like
don't
that.
even have WAP, let's be honest.
They got
Period.
docked. They got docked. That's what they got.
y'all are
So,
nuts, man. But just in closing, I just wanted to say, just speak real quick again about the social media culture, and it's unfortunate. I can scroll down the timeline all day and watch women bash men all day long. Right, and we have to realize what that's doing to us and doing to our spirit and doing to us before we even get in a relationship. Right, you have to make sure that you are protecting yourself from that type of energy, and that to me what created these two women, the negative energy that's being generated when it comes to the male-female relationships out there right now.
Period.
Yeah. All right, family, is that it? Does anybody have anything else to say about these trifling women tonight?
We know this. We love our black men.
thank you, because I was just about to say it. I did a whole live on it.
We love
There
our
you
black
go.
men. I mean, I big up to my black men, even the ones that are still trying to figure it out. I still applaud you. Keep on figuring it out. Make your way in this world, because right now, the world is against you. It's always been against you. So we are here for you, believe it or not. You know what I mean? You might scroll up and down, but us women, we really do appreciate those that are out here walking through every day alive, trying to make it to the front door.
Walking through. Whopping or walking?
Whopping.
Yeah, or walking.
Both of
Whatever
those.
way they're doing it, but they getting through. They wake,
Yeah.
they make it home to their families that night, and that we commend those that are able to get through a day.
I will say this, which is a little slight turn on it. For men that have been hurt and for men that are out there, whether you've been hurt yet or not, before you go into the pursuit of finding a life partner, go to counseling. Men are forced to have this image of strength and forced to have a certain level of accountability that we as women have the luxury of not having to really show
Deal with.
and deal with. There are so many black men out here that come off angry or toxic, and they're really depressed. They're really hurting, they're frustrated, they have daddy issues, they have mother abandonment issues, they can't get a job, they have a record for things they got locked up for that they shouldn't have even did time for. Go to counseling. because the more that you, and shout out to my best friend who is a psychiatrist, and I just use pro bono nonstop. The more that you learn about yourself, the less you will tolerate people treating you in a certain way. So men, please, black, white, green, please get counseling so that you don't have to repeat the generational curses that you're birthed from. That's all I gotta say.
All right. So, family, thank you for joining us again. We've had an excellent show, excellent discussion. Hopefully, some of the information we gave you guys, some of the conversation hit home tonight. Thank you. And God bless you. Thanks for coming out tonight. All right. So, that's it. We're all done.